Coach Green was talking last night about how he wants a little bit more out of Thomas rebounding-wise. I guess how much can you guys do in practice with him, or how much of it is just kind of a mindset with him?
I would say it's a little bit of both, and I think that sometimes it's hard to block out and go get the ball, but he's got to do a much better job of going and getting it outside of his area. We've really been emphasizing two-hand rebounds, and if you're going to get two-hand rebounds, you got to take your legs with you. You can't reach. You got to go run and chase down the ball. So we've been doing a lot of that type of stuff, 50-50 ball type stuff, and just putting it into their mind how important that is.
How much better is this Penn State group than, I don't know, Penn State teams of the past?
I think they've always been pretty good. I think they've always been a tough, hard matchup. They compete from the opening tip to the final whistle. This team probably has more skill, more basketball talent collectively, and it's a younger group, but it's a group that plays pretty fearless.
Do you have any better sense of where Jawan's at for tomorrow?
No, don't have any sense yet, and that'll probably be a game time decision.
How important is it to try to steal another game or two on the road with a couple here coming up?
Well, I don't know if you can steal them, because that means they are not aware and they are not alert when you go in there, so you're going to have to go take it. You're going to have to go in there, you're going to have to battle, and you've got to have a great mindset and an urgent mindset from the opening tip until the game ends, and we know that in any game in this league. They're not easy, and I think sometimes when you win by a bigger margin, people think that it's easy, but it's not. It requires effort and intensity and urgency, and when you go and play on the road, you have to be even sharper in those areas, and you've got to do it as a collective unit, so everybody that's on the bench has got to be ready to play when they check in, as well as the guys that start the game.
This series has been very close recently. Is that something that you guys have talked about at all?
I mean, I think we feel that way about everybody that we play in our league, but I think that the games that we've had with them have been battles, but I think all the best Big Ten games are battles, and you know, they're physical and aggressive, and you got to take care of the basketball, and you've got to defend, you got to keep people out of the lane, you got to rebound the ball, all the things that we really want our identity to be. We've got to be very consistent in those areas, and Penn State has always brought that battle when they've played us, and we have to do the same thing.
Anything else for Coach Buck?
So with Penn State being kind of like a muck-it-up team, is it going to be kind of a point of emphasis to try to find the tempo that you want to play at, or is are you going to try to dictate the tempo at all?
How would you define muck it up?
In terms of trying to force a lot of turnovers, they're the best defensive team statistically in the Big Ten so far.
I think what you have to do is you've got to try to push the pace, play with tempo, not only in the full court, but in the half court. I think that you've got to do a great job of moving the ball and moving bodies, playing inside out, and then you got to have really good recognition of when you go inside, when do they come down and help, when do they try to step in and take the charge. You got to be on balance, you got to make the kicks. I think the same thing with your post guys. You've just got to have really good recognition in that regard. I would say that, you know, the best teams and the hardest playing teams are the ones that try to disrupt how you want to play, try to take you out of the things that you try to do, and you've just got to be consistent with how you play.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
All right,
Tim.
thank you.